Students from the Sioux City Community School District are expelled for the remainder of the school year. A fight broke out between 9 people, including 7 students and 2 parents. The students were not identified publicly by the school board. The board made the decision to expel the 7 students at a special meeting this afternoon. Even with protocols in place and preventative plans, Dr. Rod Earlywine called this an unusual situation. The incident took place outside West Middle School, but still on school grounds.
And I believe that this school district expects our students to be safe and will not tolerate the incidents and what we saw happen between these groups of students.
Dr. Earlywine says there are preventative measures and a safety plan in place. He says they will use guidance counselors and members of the administration to intervene and will utilize school resource officers.
Also, tonight's school board meeting, the Sioux City Community School Board voted not to accept the Junior Reserve Officers Training Course Program agreement as it's written. If the agreement can't be changed, however, the program will close. Right now, the agreement says there's a 2 instructor minimum and a 100 student minimum. The program has 2 instructors, but the program hasn't been able to maintain the student minimum since 2017. Right now, the program has 54 early registered students. The discussion also sparked a debate about the salaries of those 2 instructors and about fairness to other teachers in the district. The JROTC instructors work every other day and have duties around the campus, but don't work a full 7-period day. Still, they're paid the same salary as other teachers who do the same duties and have a full instructional day. The Air Force has stated there won't be any changes made to the agreement. School district officials will contact the Air Force one more time to see if any changes can be made.
They won't adjust that MOU, modify it in a way that we can, I should say, that it's workable for both sides. Then the decision's been made.
School board member Dan Greenwell said this is an Air Force issue, not a district issue. The school board will revisit the memorandum if it changes.
Winter weather also further pushing back the last day of school in Sioux City.